My name is Samuel. I'm with the ENU Myanmar Research Center and UNSW Faculty of Law. I have two questions. One is the federal charter is very flexible. It's a basic for the foundations of the country. But the question is, do we really need a constitution right now? Because it will be more rigid and it can be more counterproductive because some group have many groups are not involved in this process yet, especially those very powerful, strong EAO. They are not part of this process. And another question, when I look at the debates in the past 10 years after the political liberalization, and also right now, is that there's two major issues for the constitution. One is, of course, the issues of power sharing. And another one is about this naturalization, the citizenship, especially about the Rohingya issue. So what is the strategy of the NUG in the next to address this issue? Because I ask this because there's a group like Arakan Army, UWSA, they are not talking about federal anymore. They are talking about confederation, which is the end of the other spectrum. So what is the strategy of the NUG? And now what about the Rohingya issue?
Dr. Lian?
Thank you very much. I think before I answer this question, I would like to dwell a little bit on the previous question, where I think that is very important especially for we ethnic groups from the state. I think state level and federal level constitution as well as the court will be very, very important. For example, in our history, 70 years of our history, our customary law was not properly applied. Our way of life was not addressed properly because we did not have a state constitutions. All our customary law was not integrated into the law. So this is why when we say that we want a strong federalism, we meant all the states should have a state constitution where all the ethnic groups, our customary law, our ways of life will be integrated into our state constitution. In this way, we are expecting, we would like to see all these justice systems applied for all these, our ways of life and customary laws and others. That is what I would like to highlight also. In terms of the second question, I think federal charter is very flexible. And then also, as Dr. Marcus has mentioned, this is not envisioned for a kind of interim constitutions, but it is more about a political document, envision for our future, what kind of federal system that we would like to establish, what kind of union that we would like to rebuild. So I think that is very important. But now we need a constitution, a transitional constitution, because till today, let me confess that we are not able to control the ground situation properly yet, although we are struggling. But within near future, we are committed and we are expecting that we would be able to control the ground situation. As soon as we control the ground situation, we need a constitution. We need a kind of a mechanism, institutions that we need to establish on the ground. For that reason, we need a constitution. That's why we are preparing for a transitional constitution. A transitional constitution is meant to be implemented on the ground. That is where we are doing it. I think this is time that we have to prepare. But the questioner is correct in saying that all the major ethnic armed groups are not involved in the process yet. But in terms of principle, even just look at a few days ago, SSPP posted on their website about what kind of federalist principle that they would like to adopt. So they just repeat our 5 guideline principles and then also what we have described in our charter. So in terms of policy, in terms of principle, we are more or less the same. So I think only the implementation level and then the struggle level, they are not yet with us. So I think for that reason, I think our goal is more or less the same, if not exactly the same. I think in terms of principle, we are moving to the same direction. So for that reason, we are not so much worried about those because of the struggle also, because of the brutality of the regime also. Some of them are unable to join the struggle yet, but hopefully they will be able to join in the near future as soon as we are able to control the constitution. And then we are also saying that the draft constitution that we are preparing now will also be adopted and reconciled also with those who are unable to participate right now, as soon as we reach the level of transitional period. So this is what we are aiming for. But in terms of Rohingya and other groups, I think especially in terms of Rohingya policy, our policy is that I think they have all the citizens of Myanmar would have equal opportunity in front of the law, and then all ethnic minority groups in the country should have cultural self-determination. That cultural self-determination will give them opportunity to produce or protect and promote their culture, their language, and their way of life. Rohingya also need to preserve that kind of opportunity. They should enjoy also as a citizen. But what kind of status they are going to have, whether they are going to have their own state or not, that is, I think, we have to discuss. But most of, for example, we are looking at the state based on indigenous people, indigenous ethnic-based state, not those who are not originally from, not those who are not indigenous in the country. So I think this is another question that we have to discuss. But all the citizens of Burma should enjoy equal opportunity in front of the law, all the cultural self-determination as ethnic group. That I think is our policy, and then which is clearly described already in our charter.
Thank
I
you.
think I answered all the questions. Thank you.